Physical therapy marketing is evolving with more and more cash practices and private practices popping up than ever before. And with health systems struggling to hit their numbers, they're starting to acquire all the local health systems, creating more and more competition and harder to draw more people in to our private practices. And so in order to stand out and in order to thrive in 2022, practice owners need to adopt a more omnipresent, multi-channeled marketing approach in order to maintain consistent income and consistent flow of new patients coming into our practice. And so without further ado, I'm going to tell you the 5 top marketing strategies for 2022 that allowed us to scale our practice to over $1 million a year. So let's dive in. First, we need to address what omnipresent marketing is. Ultimately, it just means that you are in multiple places at once, allowing patients to find us through multiple different channels. Because the more people see us in different channels, the higher they perceive our ability as professionals to be able to help them with their issue. And so we got to stop putting all of our eggs in one basket. We can't rely solely on word of mouth and workshops anymore. There's just too much competition out there. It creates too much fluctuations in our income. We also can't put all of our eggs in the workshop basket. I know that worked for years, but workshops inevitably have ebbs and flows because some workshops do better than others, some hosts are better at promoting than others, and relying on that by itself makes it really, really hard to scale to 6 and 7 figures and beyond. So it's so important that we have multiple channels to kind of stack the deck in our favor so that when one channel slows down, the other ones can support it and keep a consistent and predictable profitability coming into the practice. And with that being said, let's talk about number 1, co-branded workshops. Workshops to this day remain one of the best marketing strategies for private practices because it allows you to get your face out there, allows you to talk and listen to your potential patients and learn what their real problems are and really start to get the verbiage of what gets people to want to work with you. And so within our business, we built our practice to over 130K within our first year only doing workshops. And so this is an integral part of any marketing strategy just because it allows you to cement yourself as a premier provider within your neighborhood by giving professional talks about certain topics. And so what we do within our practice is every single week we reach out to at least 10 different businesses that could potentially be hosts for our workshops or potential referral partners. And the goal is with 10 outreaches to get one face-to-face meeting. And during that face-to-face meeting, we're talking about how we can potentially help them or learning about their business and not asking them for anything, but talking to them about their issues to figure out where are some ways that I can provide value to this person that's ultimately going to get them to want to promote to us. And so our goal is always to do at least 2 workshops every single month. But like I said, don't bet all of your eggs on that because some people are better at promoting your workshops than others. Some workshops you just didn't bring the energy and so it doesn't convert as well. And so although this is a very important piece to the puzzle, you ultimately need a few other channels that we found to work extremely well. So let's move into number 2, local SEO and Google reviews. Google My Business accounts for over 50% of all of our new patients at our practice because people are searching physical therapy in Oakland, physical therapy in Des Moines, physical therapy in Scottsdale, and because we're so prominent in those areas, people are wanting to work with us. And so the most important thing is not only to have a Google My Business, but also to make sure that it is fully optimized. Fill out every single category that Google allows you to fill in there. So put in your services, add as many photos as you can, add your hours, put all the information that you can possibly put in there just to make sure that every single question that a potential patient has is answered. Another core piece of this to make sure that you're climbing the Google rankings is making sure that you're consistently collecting Google reviews. We make sure that we get 1 to 2 Google reviews every single week because Google doesn't just care about how many Google reviews you have. It cares way more about the frequency in which you get them. Okay, so this is what allows the newer businesses to compete with the ones that have already been around for 10 years who might have mountains of Google reviews already, but as long as you're being consistent with collecting them, you can outrank the veterans within your community. And so the ways that we do this is we have a QR code in our office. Whenever someone says, yes, I'll leave you a Google review, we hand them the sheet. They do it right then and there. Sometimes we also offer to write that review for them and we'll email it over to them for them to edit and then to just copy and paste into Google. And the idea is to just eliminate steps for the patient, make it easier for them to do, make them not have to think about it. And the reason that we offer to write it for them is not only an opportunity to show that patient how well we have listened to all of their problems and all of their goals and really show them how well we're listening, but Google also puts higher priority on Google reviews that tell stories. And so we can't expect our patients to write out their entire journey, but we can do that for them, make it easier for them to post, and then watch yourself climb in the Google ranking. So Very important. Can't recommend this enough. Make sure that you are being consistent and prioritizing collecting Google reviews so you can get that organic reach on Google when people are looking for your services. All right, number 3, email and SMS marketing and patient reactivation. This is a piece that most practices just never do because they feel like they don't have the time to do it, not realizing how easy an effective email and SMS strategy actually is. Right now, we get an extra 5 to 8 patients every single month just from sending out a simple follow-up text asking them how they're doing, if they're experiencing any pain, if they have anything they can help with. These are things that you can easily automate through tools like Go High Level or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft. All these tools have very simple functions that allow you to automate this stuff. And so every single month we have different messages that go out, but it's always following the same principle. Hey, it's so-and-so from Scottsdale Physical Therapy. How are you? Having any pain that we can help you with? Or asking them specifically, maybe they were a discharged patient, asking them, hey, how's that shoulder? And so all these campaigns are very simple, and just by staying in their world and putting them into a campaign that spans for 9 to 12 months, the number of people that we're able to bring back to the clinic is absolutely astonishing. So this is a very, very simple thing you can do to make sure that the clients who have already built that you've already built trust and rapport with are continuing to come back. And some of the people that come to our workshops, they might not be ready to work with you, but they did join your email list. And so by adding these emails and these texts that go out and just asking them how they are, you'd be shocked at how quickly these people start to get nurtured and indoctrinated to how you do things and eventually come in. And so this is a very, very simple thing you can add to your marketing mix to make sure that you're capitalizing on every single opportunity at your disposal. All right, number 4, content marketing. This is one of my favorite things to do, but for most practices, this is something that is super overwhelming just because they are overdoing it. Okay, when it comes to posting content on social media like Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, the game is not quantity. It is quality. And so we used to post 4 days out of the week, and every single time we did it, it was always like kind of a rush to try to get whatever we could out that would be of value. And what it resulted in is basically just throwing our content into the void. We didn't get any engagement. We got very little interactions. We definitely never got patience from it. But when we stopped focusing on producing quality or quantity and started focusing on quality, where every single week we produced one high quality piece of content, and then the rest of the week was spent promoting that piece of content that we just created, all of a sudden we were getting 15, 20, 30 people attending our lives and engaging with our content, and we're actually starting to get patience out of it. And it made all of our content strategies so much easier because it took way less time. And then all it mattered the rest of the week was basically just making sure people saw that piece of content. So we do things like we announce that we're going to be doing a live training at 5 o'clock on Monday. We build anticipation for that post. Then when we actually launch it, we have people who are waiting for it and they actually attend. And then the following days, we use the recording, we email it out to our email list, we text it out to our people, and then we make a post about it on social media saying, hey, yesterday we just did a training on how to add 35 pounds to your squat. Who wants to replay? And by doing this, we're maximizing our reach and we're taking our content out of the Facebook algorithm. We're actually using our email and our text to make sure that everyone gets it, not just a small percentage of people that Facebook actually shows it to. So content marketing is an extremely powerful tool to build credibility, nurture your audience, and to really solidify yourself as an expert within your field. And so this is something that every practice should be doing. There's nothing that beats it in terms of just getting your face out there, making sure that you're recognizable within your community. And so start doing one piece of content every single week and then start promoting that to your email list. Lastly, number 5 is my favorite one, Facebook ads. This is what we're best known for helping practices. I launched a brand new practice last fall using only Facebook ads just to prove that we could do it. Within 4 months, we're already doing 10K months, we're 5 months in, now we're doing 15K months, and it's entirely from ads. And we launched this practice in a brand new area where we knew nobody. And so it's taking time to build those relationships, to get those workshops off the ground. But because we leveraged Facebook ads, we're able to get ourselves out there in the community 10 times faster, and because of that, we're able to hit almost multiple 5 figures in a very short amount of time because we started to scale and grow using ads. And so what you need to do when you're running Facebook ads is not talk about physical therapy, not promote some piece of content, and definitely not boost a post. What you want to be doing is running what's called a conversion campaign, meaning Facebook is going to show your ads to the people most likely to actually book with you and actually come into your practice. And so how you do that is you got got to create an irresistible offer that everyone can understand. Something like a $47 healthy shoulder assessment. Okay, people that don't even understand what physical therapy is understands the value in that. And so Facebook ads are extremely powerful when you can use it for a more direct response marketing approach, when you just give them an offer that allows them to say yes easily, to get them in the door, and that for you to have the opportunity to sell them on a package or a plan of care. The shoulder campaigns and the $47 offer has been working extremely well. And so highly recommend doing this. And some of you might be wondering, well, why Facebook ads? Why not Google ads or any of the other platforms? That's a great question. All these other platforms work extremely well. There's no doubt. You can make every single one of those work. But the reason we focus on Facebook ads, why we recommend everyone start with Facebook ads, is because you're able to market to a much broader audience, much larger audience of people, and ultimately is cheaper than Google ads, and it requires a heck of a lot less time to manage. You can manage highly effective Facebook ads in under an hour or 2 hours every single week, and it can produce tens of thousands of dollars every single month just from those simple campaigns. And so we recommend starting with Facebook ads, launching those direct response campaigns where you're advertising a direct offer, giving people the opportunity to work with you. And then once you have this system that's predictably bringing in clients, then you take some of those profits and you reinvest them into the next marketing channel like Google ads or YouTube ads. And so Facebook ads is the best place to start. It has added hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue to our practices, and I highly recommend you look into it and explore it. If that's something that you want to learn, then what I recommend is checking out this next video. It's going to outline our entire Facebook ad process, share case studies of certain clients and how they went about scaling their practice using just Facebook ads. Enjoy.